Well, let's stay on the issue of terror because the US has confirmed that it has killed an al-Shabab leader in southern Somalia. The Pentagon says the militant Adan Garar was hit by a drone equipped with Hellfire missiles last Friday. Garar was a suspect in the 2013 Westgate Mall attack in Nairobi that left 67 people dead, including 6 Britons. The US believes Garar was overseeing operations that target US persons and other Western interests. Well, with me now is Mary Harper, the Africa editor of the BBC World Service, who has, I know, spent a lot of time in Somalia and is very au fait with the workings of al-Shabab. Mary, how senior is Adan Garar?
Adan Garar was a very senior member of al-Shabab. He oversaw and directed the attack on the Westgate shopping mall, partly because he spoke the language that's spoken in Kenya, Kiswahili, as well as Somali, so he could do that very effectively. And also he oversaw other al-Shabab activities that particularly would try to target Western interests.
Where is al-Shabab at the moment? I mean, obviously they've been, I think, forced out of Mogadishu, but, I mean, is this going to disrupt their capabilities?
Usually when someone very senior is killed in al-Shabab, someone replaces them quite quickly. But al-Shabab has been pushed out of most towns and cities in Somalia. And what's interesting is it's now attacking other places in Kenya. After the Westgate Mall attack, it's attacking lots of other towns, particularly the coastal area where there's lots of foreign tourists. And in fact, Britain stopped tourists from going there because of the threat from al-Shabab. So it's still able to threaten foreign interests, particularly on African soil. But it also recently issued a video in which it called on some of its supporters to attack places like Oxford Street and the Westfield shopping malls in Britain. So it's trying to make itself more international, but at the moment it seems to be largely confined to East Africa.
We saw just the other week that many of these terror groups are starting to join together. So Boko Haram now operating under the flag of ISIS, it seems. Where does al-Shabab fit in that international network?
Al-Shabab some years ago allied itself with al-Qaeda, and we're all watching to see whether it's going to switch allegiance to ISIS, as Boko Haram, the Nigerian group, has done. So far there's no sign of that, but it is possible because al-Shabab wants to keep relevant, and in a way the way to really hit the headlines now is to be allied with ISIS rather than al-Qaeda.
Which is a terrifying prospect, so they're all trying to outdo each other.
Yes, they are, and al-Shabab is so effective, especially it's one of the older groups, terror-linked groups in Africa. It's been around for a long time. It has an immensely sophisticated propaganda arm, probably more sophisticated than almost
and the resources,
any of the
resources
others.
Like ISIS or not?
It doesn't have as many resources because it lost quite a lot of those when mainly the ports were taken away from it in recent years, but it's still able to tax people in Somalia. It raises money overseas and amongst the diaspora, so it still does have capability to carry out attacks.
Very interesting. Mary Harper, thanks for coming to share that with us.